guys, how you doing? Just first of all, an apology. It is Monday morning, not Sunday. I always do my analysis on the weekend, which I actually did this weekend, but I didn't have time to make the video. It was my daughter's second birthday, and it ended up being a bit of an adult's party towards the end, and I wasn't in any condition to make videos. So it's Monday morning. The opportunities are still there, so we will get underway. There's 5 coming this week, so we're just going to start with the Aussie USD. So on a weekly chart, we can see that we've got this uptrend through here, and it goes all the way back to 2016. So 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. We've got a break here on the 4th touch. So if you just drop in, if you look left, we've got support, was resistance, support, support, resistance, right through this level. Market has responded very well. So what I'm expecting, if we just zoom out a tiny bit, is for price to come back up and test under this break on the uptrend, and for price, once it gets to here, to push further to the downside. Now just keep in mind, this is a weekly chart, so we just drop back to daily. We have got a bit of room here. If you guys are very keen traders, you can trade this on the way up. There's 100 pips in it on the way up, looking for a retest in this area, and then short from there. What I would be doing, I would have thought, is looking for an ABCD pattern, so A, B, retest will be the C, and then the length from the A to the B, once you get price action at the C, will be your target. So down here somewhere, guys. So we're looking at about 280, 290 pips. So a pretty good trade there. Aussie USD doesn't have the huge daily range, so you get a nice tight stop of about 35 pips. Chase 300, you're looking at about 8%. So that's one to keep an eye on for the week. Skip it up to the pound crosses, which are my favourites. So this is, we'll start on the weekly. That's what I wanted to look at. So excuse all the mess, but we've got this big, so we had the pin bar, and last week we traded a 50% retracement of this pin bar. Price come up, it touched this 50% retracement by about 3 pips, and it plummeted. It went down 290 pips for the week. And we took most of that move. I took 5% on that trade, so happy with that. I am expecting price to be bearish this week overall, but I would like to see price just meander up today, tomorrow, maybe early Wednesday, and touch a retracement level of this now. Very bearish bar. It's not an engulfing bar. Well, it is by candle standards, but it's not really an engulfing. I'd like to see price come up into this 50% retracement. So if we just skip down to the H4, we can see a clear picture. So we've got left shoulder, head, and a right shoulder, and a heads and shoulders pattern. So if we watch price come up, so we've got 38.2 or 50% retracement. That's of last week's bearish bar. I'd like to see some price action here on H4 and continue to push short. All right, so just remember, guys, with the head and shoulders patterns, the depth of the head, which is here, once it retests the neckline, that is your target. So 364 pips. I can generally get a 40 pip stop loss on a pound New Zealand cross. It's got a little bit higher spread. Got a 10 pip spread on my account at the moment. That dies down a little bit on the London Open. It goes down to about 7 pips. So I can get about a 40 pip stop on a 360 pip trade. My head hurts this morning. So what's that? It's about 8.5%, I think. Just under. All right, skipping across to pound Aussie. Again, same as the pound New Zealand. We've got weekly, we've got price push very bearish down. We've got some support here. So this one, we're expecting price to come down and touch this support and move back up. So if we go down to daily, we were looking at. All right, so I'm going to trade this 2 times. I'm expecting bearish overall, but I am expecting a retracement. So I want price to come down. So this is a daily chart. You can go down to H4 if you like. Similar picture, probably better price action. So down to here. So I'll just grab my crosshair. I will trade this long off this horizontal support up into these retracement areas. So we've got 300 pips long, and then I would like to see price come down to this horizontal support. So I will then trade short from here. I'll break this. That'll come up under retest. I'm expecting, I won't chase the full, what's that, 1100 pips. I won't chase all of that. I think that's a bit greedy, but I'll certainly chase probably 500 or 600 of that. Pound Aussie has a little bit tighter a spread, so we can generally, so that's 7 pips on the open. On the London Open, that should drop back to about 4, so probably get a 35 pip stop loss there, chasing 500 pips. Again, a very healthy trade in the areas of 14 or 15% without actually doing the maths. All right, I'm just going to skip up to US CAD, which is another one that I like at the minute. US CAD, we're looking at weekly and daily. So on the weekly chart, we've got this big consolidation triangle. Now price has come up, so we've got strong resistance all the way through here. And what I really like, so 3 weeks ago, big bullish move. Then there were 2 weeks ago, we had a moderate bullish move. And then last week, the weekly bar closed on a doji, which is excellent. And we skip back down to daily. We can see that the Friday was a nice pin bar right at that level. Look, it's perfect level. It's come right through there. Price has really reacted to it strongly over the journey. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So price, for whatever reason, really respects this level in the market, and we've got good daily price action and good weekly price action on that level. I am bearish this market. I'm not looking at the fundamentals. I'm going to trade short from the 50% retracement on this pin bar. First trade, we can trade down to this horizontal support. Depending on what sort of price action on a daily we get, we might hold it through that level. If we get a pin bar or some train tracks or anything like that, any bullish signal down here, we'll probably get out of that trade. But like I said, if it can carry price action through this level and hold underneath it, then I'll probably chase it all the way down to these levels. All right, so last one for the week. Now this is weekly only. I'm not skipping down to the daily or the H4. There's not much down there. But what I just did want to point out is on US JPY and the weekly chart, from the last fractal high to the previous fractal low, prices come up, and at the 50% Fibonacci retracement, got this beautiful, so you could call it a pin bar, you could call it a doji, a spinning top, any of these things. I really like this. This is a good strong weekly price action for a short trade. I'd like to see price come up just above this 50, just into the retracement levels of this pin bar, and from there I would expect that price will roll over and chase into these previous fractal lows. Alright, so if we get a 50% retracement about there, price could roll over. You could have around 460 pips on your hands there, guys. Now, US JPY is a nice tight spread. Any US crosses do. It also has a small daily range, so you get a very tight stop loss on that one as well. I would have thought in the areas of 35 to 40 pips. So chasing 460, again, you've got a 10% trade on your hand. All right, guys, I am not going to keep you any longer than that. I have to get out and do a couple of things. I hope that gives you guys some insight into my opinion on the market this week. As always, I wish you all the best for the week. Happy trading. I hope to see you again next Sunday with some positive results. All right, guys, have a great week, and I will talk to you next week. Thank you. Bye.